Hi, my name is Maddie Heath, and today I'm talking with you guys about my integrated health lesson with the subject of reading. So today we are in a first grade classroom, and our ELA slash reading standard for this lesson is ELA GSE 1SL2. It says students will ask and answer questions about key details in the text read aloud or information presented orally or through other media. And our health standard for this lesson is going to be HE1.2. Students will analyze the influence of family, peers, culture, media technology, and other factors on health behavior. So basically, what we do in our environment affects the quality of our environment. Materials for this lesson is going to be a book, which is called Earth Day Every Day by Lisa Bullard. We'll also have a YouTube link for the children's song, We've Got the Whole World in Our Hands. We'll have a class set of a cut/paste sort. We'll use some slips of paper for a kind of social interaction with other students activity. And then for our ticket out the door, we're going to use note cards. So there's not too many materials for this lesson, but it does, these activities do summarize how we can be environment friendly and how we can help the earth as much as possible. So they're super important, and I feel like they just sum up what the lesson is all about pretty well. The intro for the lesson is 20 minutes. As students were coming in, I would have the song We Got the Whole World in Our Hands playing. And as the song was playing, students will learn and pick up on the lyrics pretty easily because it repeats itself pretty much. It's that song, We've Got the Whole World in Our Hands, that song. So that will be going constantly over and over again, just so students get excited. They're hooked into the lesson. They're wanting to know more about how we can help the earth and how we can help our environment. So they'll be encouraged to do these hand motions. They'll be encouraged to sing along. And once the song is finally over, the teacher will have all the students come to the carpet for a whole group reading of the book Earth Day Every Day. And while the teacher is reading, or I'm reading the story, I would stop and ask different students questions about the book, what tips the book gives about how we can help the environment, what things they say are not good for our environment, really just engaging in diving deeper into the conversation of environmental health while this reading is going on. So this part of the lesson is super important. This is where the chunk of the actual discussion of environmental health and what it means to be environmentally friendly takes place. So it'll take about 20 minutes or 25 minutes or so to really engage them into a deep conversation about environmental health and what we can do to improve it. So after that, we would take about 15 minutes to do an independent cut store activity at their own desk. Each student would get a few reasons of how we can help the earth and a few reasons that are not so good for our earth as well. So if they were paying really close attention to the discussion and they are following along with the book, those examples come directly from the story. So if they were really paying attention, they should have no problem finishing this cut store activity within the time frame of 15 minutes. After that 15 minutes is up, each student is going to get a slip of paper with an environment-friendly statement on it, such as, if I see litter on the ground, I pick it up. Or if I use or drink Coke cans at my house, I recycle them. I don't just throw them away. And their job would be to walk around the classroom asking students, hey, my slip of paper says I turn off the lights when I'm not using them at my house. Do you do that when you're at your house? And the other students go, well, yeah, I do that when I'm home. So they would partner up and they would be buddies for the remainder of this activity. And the activity would continue until every student is partnered up with another student. So the goal of this activity is basically for them to find another student who does what their slip of paper says. And if they can't find another buddy, then at the end I would address it and we would go over what that statement says and how we can implement it into our everyday lives from here on out. And then once everyone is paired up or we've discussed about the remaining statements, we would talk about some of the pair statements, and they would share how they implement these activities or tasks in their everyday lives. So maybe it can inspire other students who don't do certain things to start doing some more environment-friendly activities while they're at home or outside, anywhere outside of school. And then, so we would take about 2 to 3 minutes, 5 minutes to share and just talk about some more suggestions or activities for how we can help our environment. And then as a closing activity would be about 5-6 minutes, we would do a ticket out the door activity where we would have each pairs of students sit down together, and they would talk and discuss for a few minutes about what they could do or what they would like to do to help the environment be a healthier place. So for instance, if they don't recycle at home, maybe they say, well, I want to recycle at home more often, or I will recycle these items at home starting today or next week or whenever. They have to come up with a personal goal that both of them agree on, they both want to do, to kind of achieve for the rest of the school year or for however long they want to. Obviously, I won't be there at their house, making sure they do what they said on this little sheet of paper, but, it would just have some time for some inspiration of what they could possibly do in their own environment outside of school, and potentially what they could do at school to help the school be a healthier place as well. After each pair of students has written down their goal on the, by the way, they'll give me their slips of paper back from the Find a Friend activity, and then I'll hand them a note card to write their statements on. That's where the note card for materials comes from, just FYI. That's pretty much it. After they have their statement on their note card, they'll turn that into me, and then the lesson will be dismissed. Yeah, it's short and sweet, but I feel like it really hits home and hits all the important aspects of what environmental health is, especially at such a young age, and just little things that they can do to be more environment friendly is super important. I think that these activities would really be engaging for these kids. They would love to get up and sing, they love to interact with other students, and they love crafts type things, so cut and sort activities are really engaging and fun for them. So that's pretty much it for this lesson. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.